That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bottom. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Good afternoon, guys. How is everybody? Another Thursday afternoon. So, thank you very much for coming over today. On a wet Thursday afternoon. I don't know where it is or what it's like where you guys are, but it's absolutely tipping it down here. So it's a bit wet and damp. So I'm glad I'm in the workshop and doing another live for you guys. So in the chat, we have an absolute awesome amount of people in the chat again today. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming over. We'll just go through the guys in the chat. Wayne the wood turner, he was first. I think him and John are having a little bit of a battle over it. But anyway, Wayne was in first. Then we have John. Hi, John. Jay. Hi, Jay. How are you? Tommy. Baz. Who else we got? Jappy, all the way from South Africa. Hi, Jappy. Who else did I see? Colin. Hi, Colin. How are you? Robbo. Welcome. Who else we got? Doug. Hi, Doug. John. Hi, John. John Mooney. How are you? BB Turning. I have got your name on here. Shay. Hi, Shay. I've got my list because I'm absolutely terrible with names, as you may all know. I know people as mate. That's it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming over for another live. And on this, well, lunchtime. I'm going to carry on doing these lunchtime lives while I'm not at work. But they may change in a few weeks because things are starting to get a little bit busy. So we'll see what happens. But at the moment, I can carry on doing them, which is a good thing. Hi, Steve. How are you? Mr. Twidell. So today, what I'm planning to... Excuse me. Just out of mouth that coffee. Today, what I'm planning to do is do a small goblet. I turned this one the other night when I was just messing around just for a bit of practice work. I haven't turned a goblet for... can't remember last time I turned a goblet. A long time ago. So I thought I'd have a little bash, another one. I've got a piece of... I've been told it's cherry. Well, that's what I bought it as, is cherry. On there, it's about 4 inches in diameter by around about 8 inches long, maybe. So that's the plan. It's not a very good looking piece, but by the time we've turned it out and hopefully got rid of this rough line through here, we're going to get something nice out of it. No colouring today, no burning, just a basic plain goblet. So that's all it's going to be. Taking in there, aka. Sorry. Hi everybody. New one to the chat. Haven't seen you before. Taking in interest, aka. Sorry we don't know your name. If you can put your name in the chat, that'd be great. Hi Ian, how are you? Welcome over. Yes, Steve. You could say that. So, like I say, just a nice, easy little project today. Nothing too strenuous. As normal, Nick's at work today, so you unfortunately got me. Yeah, it's just me. Yeah. Thank you, JP. You shouldn't have done. Very much appreciated. Welcome, JP. Hi, Clive. How are you? Sneaks wall art. You got your lathe going yet, mate? Steve, hi. They're all coming in now. Look. Steve Robson. Trying to catch up with his Wooden. Who's Wooden? Oh, I've got terrible with names. I really need to learn. Wooden. Dennis. Hi, Dennis. How are you? Excuse me. Right, so what I'm going to do is get this roughed out or to center. I'm going to turn this down, not to center, sorry. Get it round. I'm going to turn this so I get this, let's put it on the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to turn it down so I get rid of this out of it. And then I'm going to do the top half around about 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches, and then possibly bring a stem in. I don't want the stem too long. Maybe stem's only going to be about 50 mil long, and then a small foot on the bottom. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, once I get it to round, I'm going to turn this down so that I can get it turned with a tail on it, so I can get it in the chuck. That's the first priority. But we'll get it to, actually no, I'm going to do that first so that I don't lose out a true on it. That'd be the best bet, wouldn't it? So we'll turn that down first. Safety glasses, Stephen. And we'll go from there. So I've put this between centres. I drilled a small hole in each end just so I can get it between centres. And then we can get a mortise, no, a tenon on the end. A tenon on the end to get it so we can get it chucked up. Try and square that off at the same time. I don't want to go too deep and catch my chisel though. So I'm just going to put a small tenon on there so we can clamp that in the chuck. Because putting it between centres is great, but you can't beat holding it in the chuck properly. Bring the tailstock back up. And then what we can do is get it round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bowl gouge just to round this out. So get it rounded out. Get rid of that nasty bit on it. Go from this way, be easier, I think. And I'll go a bit more. Yeah, just a little bit, not a lot. Right. So we're round. So what I'll try and do is I want to try and swoop this in a little bit. So we've got a bit of a fluted neck. So I really want the end of the goblet about there. Then, like I say, a short stem, and then our foot. That's the plan. So I want to be a bit of a swoop in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where I want the head of the goblet to finish, and also where I want, without breaking my pencil. So there and there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a parting tool in here just to open these up a little bit. Just to give me my definition lines really. I'll take some of this out of here. So then, with the bowl gouge, I'm just going to gently scoop this in to a rough shape that I want. Let's take this down a little bit further. So I'm going to clean this nose up just a little tiny bit, square it off. And then before I go too mad, I'm going to try and bore out the end. So we've still got some chunky meat here, so we don't get issues later on. I think I may bore some of that out with an auger bit or a forcing bit, just to make it a little bit easier and we don't cause any issues. So get the forcing bits out. So what's going on in the chat? Hiya Mark, how are you? Right, forcing bits. So I'm just going to open this up a little bit with a forcing bit, just to make life a little bit easier. The choke up very tight. It's hard. Whatever wood it is, it's hard. That's for sure. Mind you, it's end grain, isn't it? So. So I'm not going to go down too deep because I don't want it majorly deep. So people might think this is a bit of cheating, but to me it's more logical because you're putting less stress through the wood. Hi Mike, how are you? Thanks for coming over. So I think one more size and I think we'll be about there. So I think this one will be the last size. Actually, I think we'll be able to get one more. I think we might be able to get this one. Do, 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 do. Oh, that's nasty. So we have perhaps gone down, I don't know, 35, 40 mil, something like that, which is deep enough for what we need. And what I'm going to do now, just going to get the airline and blow that out of there. Now I'm just going to clean that up. I'm going to use the Simon Hope hollowing tool just to clean that up a little bit. The Forstner. I see John's comment. The Forstner bits are record power Forstner bits, to be honest. They are good pieces. I'm not going to dispute that. Let's get an Allen key. But they're like any tool. You have to keep them maintained. I have to sharpen them quite regular because they do lose their edge. So you do have to keep sharpening them. But like any tool, you have to look after them. And just trying to set this up. But yeah, they are good pieces. Very good pieces. Yeah, they are. To be honest, Clive, sorry. Using the Forstner bits is an easy way of hollowing out, and then all you got to do is just finish it off. So, hiya Steve, Rubber Dub, how are you? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this a little tiny bit, and so I can get in there a little bit easier to hollow that out, and we can get it finished up. Like I say, I'm going to be using the Simon Hope hollowing tool, which is a 6mm carbide. So hopefully that'll just cut for it nice and easy, and without any problems. It's a piece of spalten going through there, which is nice. So I'm just going to clean out the bottom, round out the bottom, get rid of the little nipple in the bottom there, was obviously from the Forstner a bit, and then just thin this wall out a little bit, and just chamfer this out so it's sort of coming to a nice edge. So I was told, well, when I watched the Simon Hope video, that you set your, I don't know if you can see, where's the thing? When you set your blade up, you set it so it's at like a not quite 45-degree angle. So you're actually cutting on your cutting edge, you're not scraping, you're sort of cutting. I know a carbide is a scraper anyway, but it's supposed to give you a better cut and stopping it digging in. So it's an added bonus there. We don't want to dig it in like when we did the greens bowl the other day. That was an absolute nightmare, that was. But the wood was like rock. I'm just going to feather this out of the top here and try and thin it out so it's the same thickness all the way through. So just gently take that out of there. See what it's like. Hi Leona, thank you for coming over. How are you? Right, so we just need to level that out and I think we'll be about there. Right, so we've got a nice even wall. I think I'm happy with that. That goes down to around about there. So that means we can start curving that in from around about that line there. So we can start curving that in from there, and that should give us a nice finish. So what I'm going to do quick, I'm just going to sand that inside there to so we haven't really got to worry about that anymore. So I'm going to take that from 120 to 240, if I can find the 120. I had it over here yesterday. Here's the 120. So I'm going to go 120 to 240, and then we'll sand and seal it. Oops. Structures just fell off now. So 240. So let me just put this back on since this has just decided to collapse. Don't just love live TV. Where that came off from. Right, that's better. Right, so we've gone up to 240 in there. So what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to start shaping our neck. With the camera. I'm now going to start shaping my neck and my stem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the majority of that off with the bowl gouge, and then first off what I'll do is I'll just make these lines a little bit deeper. Then I can take most of the material off with the bowl gouge to get it out of the way. And it just depends on how brave I'm feeling as to how thin I make the stem. These scales want sharpening, I think. Excuse me. Oops. Not like that, Stephen. So it's gone to the finger gouges now, just so we can get a little bit better control. So what I'll do now is I'll start bringing in the edge of the actual goblet head. I think I might need to put something in there to support that. I feel a little bit of a movement. I really want a ball or something, but I haven't got one. So what have I got I can shove in there? Any suggestions, guys? Let's have a look. Want something in there? It's going to have a pinprick on it. What about if I put that in there with a little block of wood? This is where you want a tennis ball, isn't it? That'd be perfect. Absolutely perfect. But I haven't got one. Not in here. And I don't know if the kids have got one either. So we're going to have to do second best thing. What about a golf ball in there? Will that work? It's a bit of unorthodox, but if it works, well, we'll see what happens. That's better. No vibration now. I'm just going to put a little bit of a shape in the middle. Just to give it a little bit of finesse. Oh, Stephen, calm down. It's a bit big. So, just a nice little bit in the middle here, just to give it a little bit of Just that little bit of finesse, as they call it. I'm just going to try and round that off a little bit. Let's take this in just a little tiny piece. Try and get them the same width if possible. So, what do you reckon of the shape then, guys? Good shape, not shape? Need to alter it? What do you think? Does the stem need to be a little bit longer? I'm gonna have a quick drink while we're waiting. See what's going on in the chat. What are we talking about in the chat? Oh look. Yeah, that's all I had. Sorry, I had to use. That was a good idea, Mark. Didn't think of that. Screwed up newspaper or screwed up paper towel. Didn't think of that. So yeah, it was just chattering a little bit when I was turning it. So the golf ball worked though, which is a bonus. So I've got, that's quite the, you can see where the chat room was on where the wood is. So I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with the shape of that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly sand this up, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sand this up, and then what I might do, I might just put a little tiny thin bead around this, around here, just to make it look nice. But what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to turn this block down so that when we part it off, we haven't got to go through so much material, because that means then I can sand the whole thing and sand and seal it and get it finished before we part it off, which will be pretty cool. Save a lot of hand sanding, and you don't want to see me sanding. So we get that cleaned up and sanded up. I'm only going to sand it, Steve. I'm only going to sand it, and I'm only going to really put some light. I might put some light score marks in it, and then maybe just burn it with a bit of wooden stick or something. Well, I get it sanded up. Quite a nice shape, actually. I like the shape. I don't want to sand it too much because it's quite thin already. So I don't want to join the funnel club. I could do it like I did my medieval bowl and make it look like metal. I think I'm going to leave it natural, to be honest. A little bit of tear out on there. Just going to try and take that little bit of tear out on there. That's better. It's got rid of a little bit. There was a little bit of tear out in there. That's gone now. So this is going to be sanded 120, 240. Then we'll sand and seal it. Then we'll Yorkshire grit it. And then we'll see what finish we want to put on it. So that's 120. Quick rub over with the 240. So 240. So extraction off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be brave. Bye, Leona. Thanks for popping in. Nice to see you. I'm just going to put 2 little tiny thin beads in this rim. You're all going to go mad now, aren't you? So I'm going to do it anyway, but not very deep, obviously, because of it's not actually very thin. Just like that. So I'm just going to quickly rub over them with a bit of 240. And then I'm going to get my lollipop stick and I'm going to burn it. So it puts a bit of a ring in there. Well, not actually my lollipop stick, some McDonald's stirring sticks actually. So that'll give me a nice black line in there. Whoops, that stays in. This will please Steve because there's a bit of burning in it. So just like that. So I'm just going to give it a 240 again, just clean that up a little bit. And I think we'll be ready for some sand and sealer. So I'm happy with that. I like that. It's got a nice little bit of spalting through there as well, so that gives it a little bit of. So I'm going to sand and seal this now, and then yeah, lines, Steve. Yeah, sorry, not beads, lines. Some people are just so fussy. So get this sand and sealed, and then that'll seal the wood. And then on here, is that what you're saying, Steve? couple on the base here just to match. I can do that for you, Steve. Where's my tool? Just like that. So where's my lollipop stick? Ooh, that sounds painful. Just clean up a little bit with a bit of sandpaper. We'll just finish sanding and sealing it. I'm not burning it, Mike. Mike, I'm not burning it. Definitely not burning it. It's too nice to burn. So give it a couple of coats of sand and sealing. I'll get my, oh no, my golf ball's no good now, is it? It's got a hole in it. It's one of Great Yarmouth pitch and putt balls, I think. So give us a couple of coats of sand and sealer so we can get a nice shine on it. No, I'm not that brave, Steve. It's too thin for that. It's only about 3 mil thick as it is. If I put beads in there, that'd be joining the funnel club, I think. So what's everybody up to today? So that's had 2 good coats of sand and sealer now. So we should be able to get a good shine on there, which will be nice. I hide it, Mark. I hide it. I don't know where it came from. When I was, I don't know where that came from because when we was tidying up the other day, I found it chucked in the garage. So that's what it looks like to me. It looks like a pitch and putt ball, red, bright red. Either that or for a golfer who keeps losing their balls, one of the two. No, we don't want no flying goblets, that's for sure. Oh no, don't want that. Like I say, I did this one the other night when I was playing around, just to have a practice. This was a bit of obviously a longer swan neck one, but it's all right. It's not too bad. Like I say, I can't remember the last time I turned a goblet. It must be months ago or years ago. Siesta time, John. Siesta time after this. Can't you have your sleep now? Right, so I'm just going to denib this with a bit of Scotch Brite, just to take any dust or bits out of it. And then I'm going to give it a coat of Yorkshire grit to just finish it off, give it that extra little bit. Just got to be careful now I don't get the Yorkshire grit all slide in where the burnt rings are. Thank you, Shay. So a little bit of Yorkshire grit. Just give it the final polish. Make it nice and smooth. Like I say, just a nice little easy video today, or live today. Nothing too stressful. It's Thursday, isn't it? We're all working down to the weekend, so don't want nothing too stressful. So just work this in so we can feel the abrasive stop working. It should take it up to around about 600 grit. Well, maybe more than that, I reckon. It's quite true. That wood hasn't moved much because the tip is spinning quite true, so it must be nice and dry. This is a bit of wood I bought from an old boy last year. Local, well, Thetford, which is like 50 miles away from where I live. He was advertising it on Facebook for sale, and what it was is, unfortunately, he got Parkinson's or stages of Parkinson's, and he couldn't turn no more. So all the wood he'd acquired over the years, shall I say, he was selling off, and there was quite a few bits of this wood in lengths around about 3 foot long by anywhere between 2 inch and 4.5 inches in diameter. There were some planks, rough cut planks, quite a few bits of sawn or cut bits to about 6 inches in diameter by about 6 inches long. It was a whole van. You mean my van's not a small van, and I half filled my van, so I felt a bit guilty really taking it off of him because of I paid him for it. Don't get me wrong, we came to an agreement of the price, but a fellow turner, you feel sorry for them because they can't turn no more. But he was happy, and to be honest, I made a piece for him out of one of the bits he sent me or I brought back. And then when me and my wife were that way one day, I dropped it into him, and he was over the moon with it. So you know, it's just nice to show you a little bit of appreciation sometimes. It's not all about you, is it? It's about other people as well. So that is Yorkshire gritted. Yorkshire gritted. Done with Yorkshire grit. Tailed. So let's hope so, Steve. Hope you don't feel too bad, mate. So what I'm going to do with that, I think I'm going to give that a coat of wood wax, to be perfectly honest. Just so that gives it a little bit of a sheen. I don't want it really glossy. I just want a bit of a sheen on it. So I'm just going to give it a coat of wood wax. Let that soak in for a little bit. While that's soaking, I'll go through the chat and just see what's been going on in the chat. And if anybody's got any comments, questions, whatever, advice. I'm always looking for advice. I'm only a novice turner, so anybody who's got any advice, I'm always open to suggestions and advice. You're never too old to learn, and you never know everything. Someone always knows something different to you. So, right, so we'll let that soak in a little bit. Get rid of this. So let's have a look through the chat. It's too late now, Mark. I've done it. What we got here? Oh, hi, Damo. How are you? Didn't see you creep in the back there. So, yeah, Mark's been making mushrooms. Riveted. You're not riveted to this, John. If you're riveted to this, mate, you've got a really boring life. Something from the shed. Have we got you on our list? Something from the shed. No, we haven't got you on our list. What's your name, sir or madam? Something from the shed. I'm not sure your name, but welcome anyway. Hi, Keith. I take it it's Keith. Is make it from the something from the shed, is it? If it is, I wrote it on my list. Because, like I said, I'm terrible with names. Excuse me. Oh, sugar lumps. Yeah. So, thank you, Keith. I'll add it to my list. Bless you. It's nice now because I'm getting to know a lot of people's names. So, it's good. Up until a few months ago when I started, or up until a few weeks ago actually, when I started doing lives, I couldn't remember a lot of people's names. And since I've been doing the lives, they're actually starting to soak in, which is good. So sorry, Robbo, what question was it? Let's have a look. Where is it? Robbo, sorry, I do apologise. Fourth time question: is the knot on your rope logo? People keep asking me about this, about the knot on the logo. The logo is nothing to do with anything. All it is a generic image I downloaded from the internet when I did the SK Krafts logo, and it's just a stock photograph or image that I downloaded. So there's no meaning to it, there's no definition to it. I know a lot of people say it's something to do with shipping or boating or whatever, but nothing to do with me. It's just a generic um, logo that I downloaded off the internet. That's all it is. So no, there's no meaning behind the knots on it, none at all. So I do apologise, Robbo, that I missed your question. So no, I've got no clue, no clue at all. It's just something I downloaded off the internet. Nick, we don't want no more Steves. There's too many here now. Yeah, you're right there, Steve. Every week, someone asks me about the knot on the logo, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link up here now, where it says across. I'm going to put the knot does not mean anything. So no, it doesn't mean anything at all. John, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, sir. It's very much appreciated. Um, yeah, there's a lot of Steves in the chat, isn't there? There's a lot of Steves getting on these lives just lately. Must be a popular name, I reckon. I'll write to him and complain, Robbo, just for you. Hi, Eva. How are you? Thanks for popping over. Oh, hi, Hugh. I didn't see you in the chat. How you doing? Yeah. One thing I will say, folks, while we're waiting for that to soak in, if anybody is interested in getting a Brandon iron for their pieces, let me put it on the other camera so you can see a bit better. So if anybody's interested in getting a Brandon iron for their pieces, this was done for me by Von Hank. What I'll do is I'll put his, after the live, I will put his logo in the description. I know his logo, his link for his Etsy shop in the description. and that will take you straight to his logo. I mean, they are really well made, really, really good. I haven't used this one yet, but I will use it. It's a nice solid shaft, not like some of the cheap ones where you get the flimsy shaft. It came as you see it. Some of them you only buy the heads, you have to make your own shaft and all this, that, and the other. But this came as it is. So nice little tool. It's got his logo on there. Can you see that? Just about. Yeah, there you go. It's got his logo on the side there. So yeah, really well made and pretty quick turnaround. It took a little while to come into post, obviously, because of the thing we're doing or what's going on with the world. But I think normally it's like a week's turnaround, so it's not quite bad. So this is his logo. He's on Instagram and he's on Facebook and he's on Etsy. So what I'll do is, like I say, on the description, when I reboot this live, I will put all those links in the description. So if you want one, you can pop over and get it. Because send him support. Let's keep these little makers going, because we don't want these big enterprises coming in stamping on everybody, do we? So anyway, that's enough of the politics and all the other sugar to go with it. Hi Dave, how are you, mate? Nice to see you in the chat. Hope you're well. So let's get this moved over. Yes, Steve. Yes, I will, mate. I'll do that after the live. Not a problem. So let's get this sorted out. Get this finished off. Again, we're just going to polish it out now and see how it comes out. Like I say, I don't want a major shine on it. Just something, just a sheen really would be nice. It's quite a nice bit of wood actually. It's got a nice bit of colour to it. So there we go. Nice and easy project today. I was taxing my brain with what to do. I don't like to keep doing bowls all the time and a bit of colouring all the time. Try and do something a little bit different to make it a little bit more interesting. You don't want to come here every time and just pardon me, see me turn bowls. It's a little bit repetitive and boring. And same with the colouring. You don't want to see colouring all the time. You know what I mean? I love colouring, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to see it all the time. It's just nice to have something a little bit different. And that's what I'm trying to do with the lives. I'm trying to make it a little bit more entertaining. Obviously everything's set up for over the lathe, so it's most probably going to be lathe orientated, but don't know, be nice if we could do something non-turning. That'd be pretty cool. If anybody's got any suggestions, let me know and we'll see what we can do. So I'm just going to buff that up now with a clean bit of tissue. Can you smell it, Eva? Is that what it is? Is that how you know I've been burning it? You can smell it. So just going to buff this and then I think we'll be about there. There you go, sorted. So there we go, folks. Nice little simple goblet. So I'm just going to part this off now, and then we can go through and clean the bottom out, or clean the bottom, shall I say. Voila, just like that. JGS, how are you, sir? Nice to see you over. I can never remember your name, so if you can put it in the chat, that'd be great. Oh, thank you, Mark. You're a star. Mark's just put in the chat the Von Hank link. Thank you, Mark, very much. It's a piece of cherry wood, JSG. It's a piece of cherry wood that I bought, I don't know, 6 months ago, I suppose, in a bulk load. And I just thought I'd make a nice little goblet for it, just to have something for a little bit different for a change other than a bowl. So I'm just going to clean this off with the orbital sander. It's going to be a bit noisy, so I do apologise, but that's the easiest way to clean it off. Let me just move all this out of the way. So it's quite hard on there. It's quite a hard bit of wood. Actually, let's put a bit of tissue down first. Intro when you part it, you always get a little bit of tear out in there. Baz, you're banned from the channel, mate. Sorry. I actually do have a scroll saw. I just don't use it very often. I can't remember the last time I used a scroll saw, to be perfectly honest. Right, so I've took up 240. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wax on the bottom of that, just to finish it off, really. Got to look at pretty, and we make it look the same, I suppose. So just another little bit of wax 22. No, just, if people have got things they would like me to have a go at, then I'm quite happy to have a bash. I mean, what's the worst can happen? You make yourself look a fool on live TV. No, that wouldn't happen. But no, I'm quite happy to have a go at anything. That's what life's about, in that learning curve. So what's Mark? yeah, put him on timeout, Mark. Lock him out of the channel for, well, no, 2, maybe 3 years. So I'm just going to buff this up a little bit, just to get a little bit of a shine on it. Just give it a bit of a clean. Look at that. Don't you look pretty? I was a little bit worried, actually, it was going to be a bit top heavy, but it's actually quite good. Quite good. Just put it on a different camera. So there it is, guys. What do you think? Like I say, nice quick little project this week, or today, shall I say? You say that, Jay. I've been thinking about turning a real fine ward, or a thin ward, sorry, vase, and then in getting the Dremel and cutting the sides out all different patterns with the Dremel. I've been thinking about doing that, to be perfectly honest, and it seems quite I do like the idea of it. So, like I say, just a nice little quick project today, um, and something different actually. That was the main reason why I did it. Something different. Oh, hi Barry. Didn't realise you was in the chat. How are you, sir? So there we go. Nice little goblet. Shall I have a measure up, see how big it is? This is in real inches. So it's 125 mil high by 75 mil across the top there, and then 50 mil across the bottom there. So yeah, it's only a little tiny one. What I'll do is normal. I'll get some pictures of it and stick it on social media so people can get a bit better look at it, because obviously the cameras never really do it justice. So so there we go. Nice little, and I do like it because it's got a bit of spalting in it. You can see down there a bit of spalting in it, which is quite nice. Nice bit of wood actually. I don't know whether it is cherry or not. I'm sure someone can tell me whether it is or not, but that's what I was told it was a piece of cherry. So hopefully that's good. How much alcohol fits? I wouldn't know because I don't drink, but on a wild guess, maybe one shot. Not a lot. You won't get drunk out of it in one glassful. That's for sure. Looks like a half a pint. Half a pint. You won't get half a pint in there. That's for sure. Slender Dancer. We got you on here. You're Slender Dancer. No, we haven't. So many new people in the chat. It's really nice to see all the new people in the chat. Really good. So there we go, guys. There's today's project. If there's any questions for me or any comments or whatever, chuck him in the chat now, or forever hold your peace, as they say. If I can get the, I didn't want to do engraving work, because a lot of people do engraving work, and to be honest, it's not really my sort of thing. But it's finding things to do that you can do within that hour and a half mark for a lunchtime live. And again, on a Sunday, the couple of hours is limited to what you can do in a couple of hours, really. So thank you very much, Georgina. Yeah, I just use, a lot of people use other stuff for burning. I believe you can use Formica, any hard wood, you can use for burning. But I've found that those little sticks are really good. So when I go to McDonald's, well, when I used to go to McDonald's, obviously you'd have one for your coffee and a few for your pocket. So yes, so yeah, that's how I got the sticks. But they do work well. They do really, as you can see, they do burn. Here's the camera. Here's the camera. They do burn really well, and they give you a nice effect. So and they're just nice and narrow. They're only about a mil and a half wide, so they're just the right size to get in those little grooves you got. So no, it works out nice. So anyway, guys, John, Steve, Eva wants to buy the goblet. Oh really, Eva? Message me then, Eva, and we'll see what we can do. What question did I dodge? See, I can't. This is why I need Nick here, because I can't keep up with the chat and the talk and everything else. It's mostly a goblet. What will I have to pay for that? Don't know, Eva. Message me, and we'll see what we can do. That's all I'm going to say. So I didn't dodge your question. I just didn't see it. I do apologise. DL Woodart. Hello, how are you? DL Woodart. We've got you. That's another Derek. So welcome, Derek. How are you? Real simple things. I'm new here. You ain't new here, Baz. You're a troublemaker, mate. You're like John. You're a troublemaker. A life of crime. A life of crime, Mark. That's what it is. Steve, I'm not even going to answer that question. I'm not even going to answer that question. I'm going now. Right, have a good day, guys. Right, thank you very much for everybody for coming over. It's been, as always, a great live, and I really do appreciate everybody coming over and supporting the channel. It's very much appreciated, and I love it. I really do love it. I just wish I didn't have to go back to work and could carry these on every day. So no, I think I'd run out of projects actually. Yeah, perhaps run out of projects. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming over. Have a great rest of your day. And oh, tonight, don't forget tonight they've got Bed 16 Invade is with Bobby and Nicole Duke at 8 o'clock, and then Scott is on after that. The Blue Light Turner. He's on. It's either 8:30 or 8:45, and then tomorrow you've got Wayne Lunchtime, Wayne the Woodturner, and then Nick. Oh no, sorry, Stace is on at 8 o'clock in the evening. So go and check those out. And then Saturday, as far as I know, Saturday, Ed Oliver's on at 10 o'clock. I've got my list here, so that's why I'm looking down. I think Mark, the Gentleman Woodturner, is on Saturday, or I don't know whether it will be or not. And then in the evening, you've got Emma at 6:30, and then Nick on at 8 o'clock. So take care, guys, and I'll speak to you later. Thanks for coming over. Bye.
That's all, folks.